Have you ever been reading the Bible and just a phrase kind of jumps out at you? Nothing that you have not read before, but you just kind of uh, read it, of course, before, but this time it kind of stuck with you, kind of grabbed your attention. Well, that happened with me. It happens with me often, but it happened with me today, even last night, as I was reading Judges chapter 10, because the Bible said it was on Judges chapter 9. I was reading Judges chapter 10, and the seventh verse jumped out at me. And that's what I want to do my devotional on today, Judges 10 and 7. It's very interesting. And it says, the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines and into the hands of the children of Ammon. The part that jumped out to me was, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines, and he sold them. I want to title this devotional, Sold, S-O-L-D, with Sold, S-O-L-E, Rights of Redemption. Sold with soul rights of redemption. That verse says, he sold them. And when I read that, I'm like, God sold his children. He sold Israel. And then God reminded me, he said, yes, I sold them, but I maintain soul rights of redemption. That's the good news. Sold rights of redemption. A few things that kind of stand out as relates to this verse for me. God did indeed sell them. He did indeed sign, even in the spirit realm, he signed a bill of sale, but he kept the title. There is a transaction where God himself says he sold them, but he kept the title. Now, in ancient times, we do know that people could be sold into slavery, and they called it slavery. But even then, they still had the person who sold still had some rights, some title. God sold Israel into the hands of the enemy because of their rebellion. So it was a legal act of discipline. It's kind of like turning people over to a reprobate. He sold them, but it's not like a typical sale. He did not release the title. He didn't give the Philistines the title. It's kind of like when the devil was roaming to and fro, looking for whom he could devour. And God says, have you considered my servant Job? So he does, in essence, kind of sell Job. But he says, you can't touch his soul. You can handle him, but just remember, he still belongs to me. That's really what God was saying. You can handle him. You can tempt him. You can mistreat him. But don't forget, Satan, he still belongs to me. I still got the title. I'm allowing this for a disciplinary purpose or for a revelation purpose. But just remember, I still got the title. I want to say to those on this call today, there'll be times in our lives that we feel like God has allowed trouble to handle us. But it does not mean that he has permanently turned us over to a situation or a person or a condition. He always holds the title to us. We always belong to him. So he signs the bill of sale, but he keeps the title. That's what he did even with Israel. Sold them to the Philistines, sold them to the sons of Ammon, but kept the title. Kind of like a pawn shop, pawn transaction. You can have this, you can hold this, but it's still mine. I still got the title. Second thing that jumps out at me is how conditional this sale was. He sold them, but then says to them what they have to do to be redeemed. This is good to me. He sells them with a condition. I want to buy you back. And the way I get you back is you have to repent. That's all. You repent, Israel. You tell me that you're sorry, that you've turned to other gods, and I'll buy you back. I'm not releasing you permanently. I still got the title. I want to buy you back. I want to redeem you. And all you've got to do, Israel, is repent. So in essence, that's what he has. He has not just the first right of redemption. He has a soul, SOLE, right of redemption. Can't nobody else redeem you but me. He has a buyback plan. Sold, but I want you back. I'm doing this so you'll see the need to come back to me. Go on over there and see what it's like to be with the Philistines and the sons of Ammon. Go ahead. See what it's like. But while you're there, you're going to remember me. And when you remember me and want to come back, I'm the kind of God that will come and pay a price, if necessary, to redeem you. What a condition. God never sells what he's not willing to buy back. He has a buyback plan. And even I keep relating to that whole story of Job, when he allowed Satan to do all that Satan was going to do with Job. And when God got ready to redeem and reclaim Job, he paid double and gave Job double of what he had lost. It's amazing how God works. The last thing that I want to kind of bring out about this, because it's Israel of the Old Testament, is a reflection of us, New Testament. It's a reflection of the church. They had been sold to the Philistines. We were sold to sin. That's what it says in Romans 7:14. It says, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. But even as we are sold under sin, God still maintained the title to us. And the final payback was done at Calvary. Calvary was a transaction, a purchase transaction where he paid the price to redeem us. Paid it in full. Never to be sold again. That's the part you ought to shout about. At Calvary, there is a final reclaiming, final redeeming, a final purchase, final buyback, where the blood purchased us and then signed the bill of sale. Glory, glory, glory. Bought us back and signed the bill of sale in blood. Red ink, blood. The old church said the blood, oh, the blood. Oh, the blood has signed my name. That was a final buyback. Soul for soul, rights of redemption. God didn't just buy us back, he redeemed us to stay. And now no weapon formed against us can prosper. Now we are more than conquerors through Jesus Christ that has loved us. Now we are redeemed. We are justified because of his blood. By his grace are we saved, through faith, a gift of God, not by works. We did nothing to be bought back, but he did it by his own grace. So when we feel like we've been handed over, when the enemy is pressing hard and it looks like God has let us go, we have to remember God may allow what feels like a sale to take place. He always keeps the title. And I don't want to minimize what you feel like you're going through. But no matter how severe it is, and you feel like God has abandoned you, like God has given you over to your circumstances and your situation, like he did Israel and the Philistines. When the time is right, he'll bring you out of it. But just know that even while you're in it, he still has a title. He still has a soul right of redemption.